Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us. This time we are going to be tackling something truly out of this world.
Out of this world is right, because today we're talking about colonizing Mars.
I know a lot of you out there listening are big fans of space exploration.
And always up for learning something new.
So today, we are going to try and get you up to speed on what exactly NASA is doing to prepare for a mission to Mars.
And why some folks are so passionate about the idea of turning the red planet into humanity's second home.
We have two great sources to help guide us today.
One is a recent report that looks at NASA's progress and challenges in getting to Mars.
And the other is an article by Robert Zubrin, who is a major advocate for Mars colonization.
It lays out a lot of his arguments for why we need to make this happen.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about Mars itself.
It's pretty far away, right?
Yeah, it's not exactly a weekend trip.
It is definitely not a weekend trip. And that distance is something we really need to grasp, I think, to appreciate the scale of what we're talking about here.
Good.
Depending on where Earth and Mars are in their orbits, the journey could be anywhere between 33 to 249 million miles.
Whoa.
Imagine trying to plan that road trip.
Yeah, that's a lot of snacks.
A lot of snacks, a lot of podcasts.
A lot of bathroom breaks.
Yeah, okay.
But I guess distance is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to actually getting to Mars, right?
Exactly. Mars itself isn't what you call a welcoming environment.
Wow.
For starters, the atmosphere is incredibly thin.
Okay.
And it's mostly carbon dioxide, which means we'd have very little protection from all the harmful radiation coming from space.
That sounds a bit concerning. How does that compare to the radiation we experience here on Earth?
It's significantly higher.
Okay.
We're talking about levels that could be seriously dangerous to astronauts, especially over time, like a much higher risk of cancer if we can't find ways to shield them effectively.
So radiation is one thing, but what about the temperature on Mars?
Ooh, yeah. Temperatures swing wildly there. I mean, we're talking from a bone-chilling negative 284 degrees Fahrenheit to a relatively mild 86 degrees.
What's negative 284? That's just mind-bogglingly cold.
It is. And that extreme temperature range, combined with the whole no breathable atmosphere thing and the lack of a global magnetic field like we have here on Earth, makes Mars a very, very challenging place to try and live.
So given all of those hurdles, what are some of the things that NASA is specifically working on to make a Mars mission even possible?
I mean, it's got to be way more complicated than just building a rocket and blasting off.
Oh, yeah, way more. It's a multifaceted challenge.
Absolutely.
It requires solutions to problems we've honestly never even had to deal with before.
We already talked about the radiation, which is a major concern for astronauts on a long-duration mission.
Right.
But there's also the isolation and confinement factor.
Okay.
Imagine spending more than a year cooped up in a spaceship.